Hey Spuddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and today we're going to be doing a quick overview of Age of Wonders 4 Rise from Ruin, which is the newest DLC/expansion from Triumph Studios. Accompanying this new expansion is a huge free update called the Scorpion Update, which means even if you're a patient gamer who isn't interested in picking up the DLC, there will be a ton of reasons and updates that'll encourage you to boot up the game again. I will be putting out a sponsored video and gameplay series as well that will be linked below in the description and in the comments if you want to go see some gameplay. This particular video isn't technically sponsored, but the gameplay video is. So coming in the Rise from Ruin expansion is a new culture, the Nomads, who are masters of mobility and extraction and can even move their cities around the map. Nomads come in two subcultures, the Conquerors, who are focused on aggressive mobility and combat and on the world map, unpacking their massive cities in the face of their enemies before pillaging, stealing and stripping the land bare, only to uproot their city and do it all over again. The second subculture is the Scavengers, who can extract unique bonus essences from ancient wonders, powering up their cities and economies. They focus more on looting the dead to obtain unique and powerful combat buffs. Rise from Ruin also brings a new form for your faction creation fun. The Harefolk quite literally outran the apocalypse, and their commitment to agility makes them hard to hit, highly mobile, and hard to catch. I love the way that they look, and I'll be using this form in my gameplay. There's also new world map content, specifically a new terrain type called Astral Barrens, which is a post-apocalyptic wasteland that drains mana, prevents regeneration, and can make spells backfire with wild, unknown effects. You might find your magical creatures withering away in this new terrain type. There's also ruined versions of ancient wonders like the Withered Tree, and 20 new handcrafted regions and a world-spanning crisis with devouring winds that escalates the more magic that empires use. There's also a bunch of new narrative content behind these features if that's what gets your engine going, where players can delve into the origins of the devouring winds, plumbing the depths of contaminated ruins and unknown horrors. Last but not least of the major new features in Rise from Ruin are 3 whole new tomes for players to play around with. Tome of the Warband is a tier 1 Chaos and Materium hybrid tome focused around drafting large, highly experienced and highly disciplined martial armies with a variety of bonuses to things like unit experience, recruitment, health and morale. The Tome of the Sandstalkers is my personal favourite from this update. It's a tier 2 Materium nature tome focused around spreading desert, surviving, thriving and fighting in sand. Also coming with the ability to summon sandstorms and sand scorpions, give your units the ability to ambush prey like a scorpion might. The third new tome is the Tome of the Warlord, which is a tier 3 chaos tome focused on summoning infernal war machines to conquer cities, with additional significant synergy towards making your tier 1, tier 2 and 3 units fight well above their pay grade. Fans of Age of Wonders 3's Warlord class will find this tome very enticing. Accompanying the major features of this DLC will be 6 new fractured creatures, 2 new desert animals, 5 new realm traits, 2 new realm templates, camel and scorpion mounts, new music tracks, and a whole new interface skin. Alongside the paid DLC, as I said, there will be the massive Scorpion update, where major revamps are coming to the core gameplay systems. Movement speed has been normalized across units, meaning no longer will flying units make you have insane map momentum, nor will big slow units with powerful abilities slow your gameplay down to a crawl. And in my opinion, these changes are going to be increasing and decreasing the overall viability where it was necessary for the gameplay. You're not going to feel punished on the strategy map for bringing along your horned gods or big slow units in general, although do remember, when it comes to the actual battlefield, big slow units will still move around slowly on the battlefield. This is mainly aimed at increasing the strategic diversity of units on the strategic map. Defense and resistance has been reworked from the ground up, with defense now applying to all physical attacks regardless of their damage type, and resistances applying to all magical typed attacks. So if you have a regular fighter who does 20 fire damage with a melee attack, that will be counted as a physical attack, which will then be reduced by defense and any additional fire damage reduction. Speaking of fighters, there's a new unit type called the Magic Fighter, Conceptually similar to a normal fighter, but their regular attacks are magical, meaning they target resistance, and if they have any spells, they'll be able to cast them in the fray as they will count as melee mages. These units could come in handy going up against factions with a high base defense. I think these changes are a healthy direction change for the game because of the nature of unit enchantments in the previous system meant that resistance was far more important than defense the longer the game went on, and now defense should stay more relevant later into the game. One of my personal favorite changes in the patch is the rework to experience gain, and units are now able to endlessly level up. Experience has been completely rebuilt, with more experience coming in passively over time and less coming in from combat. This should help even the playing field, reducing the power of snowballing experience while giving you tools to help level your units up when the map no longer has neutrals to farm. Developers have also eliminated the experience rounding issue by multiplying all experience gains and requirements by a factor of 10. The previous system created a kind of weird gameplay incentive to try and make sure that you brought the exact number of units to a battle in order to get an experience rounding advantage. I think the new system will be more intuitive and require less micromanagement and sort of table head mats or napkin head mats. Now that units can infinitely level, using excess experience at high ranks to increase their health pools, I've been having a lot of fun playing around with this new experience system. There's pages and pages of changes in the patch notes touching nearly every single aspect of the game, from number tweaks for balance, new content for the Pantheon, free reign on Empire colors, province transferring updates, new realm traits, new game options. Even if you don't buy the DLC, there will be something worth jumping back into the game for with this update. If you want content that goes more in depth on these new features and changes and the implications these changes have on gameplay, go check out my friends of the channel at Winslaya and Guthuk, both of whom have great tutorial and informational content from the perspective of higher skill and higher knowledge players. They'll be able to provide a much better perspective rather than my more casual player oriented one. My focus will be on having a great time playing the game, so I'll see you guys in the gameplay video, which again will be linked below, so go check that out. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!